Life is like a journey toward a river. But here's the truth most people miss. The river is not just water flowing to the sea. It is a symbol of peace, clarity, and truth. And the path to it is the story of your life. Think about it. Every single one of us is walking somewhere. Some don't even know where they're going. Some get lost in the noise of the world. But the river is always there waiting. The question is, will you reach it? This is not just a poetic idea. Across cultures, rivers have always represented life itself. In ancient times, civilizations were built along rivers because they gave food, shelter, and survival. Spiritually, rivers are seen as cleansing, washing away what no longer serves you. And in your own life, the river represents that point where you finally feel free, at peace, and truly alive. But here's the challenge. The journey to the river is never easy. It is filled with turns, storms, and heavy burdens. Most people give up before they see the water. They stop walking. They lose faith. And that is why so many never find peace. In this video, you will discover what it really takes to go all the way to the river. You will see why the path matters as much as the destination. And if you stay with me until the end, you will uncover lessons that can change the way you walk your own journey forever. The first steps are always the hardest. Standing at the edge of a journey, most people freeze. They look at the long road ahead and think it's too far, too uncertain, too risky. Fear whispers that it's better to stay where they are, where it feels safe. But here's the truth. Without that very first step, no one ever reaches the river. The river doesn't come to you. You have to walk toward it, one step at a time. Those first steps may look small, almost insignificant, but they carry the weight of everything that follows. The decision to move forward changes your life in ways you can't yet see. Starting a new habit, breaking an old one, leaving behind something that drains you. All of these are first steps. They may not look powerful from the outside, but they are the beginning of transformation. Fear often disguises itself as logic. It tells you to wait until you're ready, until the timing is perfect, until you know every detail of the path ahead. But the path never reveals itself fully at the beginning. You learn by walking. You grow by moving. The first step is not about certainty, it's about courage. And soon after those steps, reality hits. The path is not straight. You imagine a clean road leading directly to the river, but life never works like that. Instead, there are twists and turns, moments that confuse you, and stretches where you can't even see the river anymore. That's when most people begin to doubt. They think maybe they've taken the wrong road. Maybe the journey isn't worth it. But the river is still there, even if you can't hear it yet. The path may feel broken, but it is shaping you in ways that matter. Obstacles rise, not to block you, but to strengthen you. A steep climb makes your legs stronger. A rocky stretch teaches you patience. A wrong turn trains your focus. Without these, the river would not mean as much when you finally reach it. Distractions, too, are everywhere on the road. Bright lights, tempting shortcuts, voices calling you away. Some of these distractions are people who don't understand your vision. Others are habits that drain your energy. If you stop to entertain every distraction, you'll waste years wandering in circles. The river is for those who keep moving, even when the world tries to pull them off course. Think of every great achievement, every story of someone who found their purpose. None of them walked a straight, smooth line. They stumbled, they fell, they faced doors that slammed shut. But they kept stepping forward even when the path was unclear. That is why they reached their rivers. Your path will test you the same way. It will bend, it will confuse, and sometimes it will break you. But if you can take those first steps with courage and then keep walking through every twist, the river will come into view. And when it does, you'll realize it wasn't just about getting there. It was about who you became on the road. Each step carries you closer, shaping your spirit, testing your will, sharpening your vision. The first step makes you brave. The crooked path makes you wise. And together they carry you all the way to the river. Carrying burdens is a part of every journey. No one walks toward the river with empty hands. We all carry something heavy, doubts that whisper we might fail, regrets that replay what we should have done differently, and fears that grip us when the road feels too long. These loads slow us down. They weigh on our shoulders and press against our spirit. But as heavy as they feel, the act of walking itself begins to change the way we carry them. Each step forward shakes something loose. Doubts start to fade the moment you prove to yourself that you can keep moving. Regrets lose their sharp edge when you learn from them instead of clinging to them. Fear begins to soften when you realize it can't stop you unless you let it. The journey is not just about reaching the river. It is about slowly putting down what no longer serves you. With every mile, the weight lessens and your body feels lighter. Many people never take the road because of the baggage they carry. They think they must be free of fear or regret before they begin, but it doesn't work that way. You don't wait until your load is gone. You walk with it, and the walk itself becomes the process of release. By the time you stand at the river, you are no longer the same person who started. The burdens are still part of your story, but they no longer define you. And this is where the power of patience enters. You cannot rush the shedding of weight. You cannot demand that fear leave you in one day, or that regret vanish overnight. The journey teaches you that every delay, every pause, every slow stretch is there for a reason. Impatience makes you stumble. Patience allows you to endure. Think about how rivers form in the first place. They are carved slowly, drop by drop, through stone and earth. They don't appear in a single storm. They grow over time, shaping valleys and nourishing life along the way. Your journey mirrors this. It takes time to shape your spirit, time to carve away what is unnecessary, time to teach you how to stand strong when storms come. Every pause has meaning. Sometimes the road slows to force you to rest. Sometimes delays happen so that you can learn a lesson you would have missed if you rushed ahead. Patience is not weakness. It is strength in disguise. It is the ability to keep faith when nothing seems to move. People often give up because progress feels too slow. They think if they don't see the river right away, it must not exist. But that's the illusion of impatience. The river is always there. Your steps are carrying you, even when the road winds in circles. What feels like delay is often preparation. What feels like a detour may actually be the exact turn you need. Carrying burdens and practicing patience are deeply connected. Your burdens will test your patience, and your patience will lighten your burdens. When you accept the weight without complaining and still keep walking, you begin to master yourself. And when you can master yourself, no obstacle on the road can break you. The river is not for the ones who run the fastest. It is for those who walk steadily, carrying what they must, learning what they need, and trusting that every slow moment has its place. In time, the burdens that once seemed unbearable become proof of your strength, and patience becomes the bridge that takes you all the way to the water. Moments of temptation appear when the road feels too long. You look ahead and see no sign of the river, only more dust, more turns, more uncertainty. Then suddenly another path opens. It looks smoother, quicker, promising less struggle. This is where the real test begins. Shortcuts often whisper with sweet voices, telling you that you can have peace without effort, success without sacrifice, truth without patience. But those whispers rarely lead to the river. Every shortcut carries a hidden cost. It may save time, but it steals growth. It may look easy, but it empties meaning. The river is not only about reaching the water, it's about becoming worthy of it. If you avoid the storms, the climbs, and the heavy steps, you arrive unprepared. And when you finally touch the water, you won't have the strength to understand it. Temptations distract you with illusions of comfort, but the comfort doesn't last. Sooner or later, you find yourself far from the river, wandering in circles, wondering why you feel lost. These moments test your vision. Can you see beyond the quick escape? Can you trust that the harder road is the right one? The truth is, the river rewards those who keep faith during temptation. Each time you resist the urge to quit or to turn onto an easier road, you strengthen the will that will carry you all the way. And while you battle temptations, you also meet fellow travelers. Some of them walk beside you with the same determination. They carry their own burdens, fight their own doubts, and their presence gives you strength. Walking together makes the road less lonely. Their footsteps remind you that you're not the only one chasing the river. These companions can inspire you, share wisdom, and even lift you when you stumble. But not everyone you meet is meant to stay with you. Some travelers turn back when the road gets too steep. They may try to convince you to stop as well, because your persistence makes their fear more visible. Others may pretend to walk with you, but their purpose is to pull you away, to distract you, to drain your energy. They may question your path, mock your pace, or tempt you toward their shortcuts. Their voices sound convincing, but their direction leads away from the river. The greatest challenge is deciding whom to walk with. Not every smiling face is a friend, and not every critic is an enemy. Some people challenge you in ways that help you grow. Others stay close only to keep you small. You must listen carefully, not only to their words, but also to the feeling they leave in your heart. Do they make you stronger or weaker? Do they point you toward the river or away from it? There will also be moments when you must walk alone. This too is part of the journey. Loneliness on the path does not mean failure. It often means you are being prepared for deeper strength. Walking alone sharpens your focus, clears your mind, and helps you hear the quiet voice within, the one that never misleads you. The river is not reached by following crowds. It is reached by choosing wisely, step after step, who and what deserves your energy. Temptations will always try to lead you off the road. Travelers will always appear, some to guide you, others to test you. But if you can resist the false promises and surround yourself with the right souls, your steps will not be wasted. Every choice you make in these moments shapes the journey, and in time, those choices decide whether you ever reach the water at all. The inner voice is the compass that never lies. It doesn't shout, it doesn't force, it whispers. Deep inside, beneath the noise of doubts and the opinions of others, there is a quiet guidance that knows the way. Many ignore it because it is soft, while the world is loud, yet this voice is stronger than any map or advice you can find. It tells you when to move, when to pause, and when to let go. The river is not only a place you reach, it is also something you discover within. The clarity you seek outside already exists inside you. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. Some call it instinct, others call it faith. But whatever the name, it is the thread that connects your steps to the water ahead. When you lose sight of the river, when the path feels uncertain, that voice becomes your light. But listening to it is not easy. The world is filled with louder voices. Fear, pressure, judgment, temptation. They demand your attention, trying to drown out the quiet truth within. You must learn to silence the noise long enough to hear yourself. Stillness, reflection, and trust open the space where the inner voice can be heard. The more you follow it, the more it strengthens, and the more you realize the river was never far away. Then come the storms. Every journey has them. Sudden winds that shake your steps, heavy rains of failure that drench your spirit, thunder of heartbreak that makes you doubt if the path is worth it at all. Storms can strike when you least expect them. One moment the road is calm, the next it feels like everything is falling apart. Failure is one of the fiercest storms. It convinces you that all your steps were wasted. It tells you to turn back, to give up, to stop believing in the river. But failure is not the end. It is the storm that clears the sky. Every mistake, every setback, every collapse teaches you something you could not have learned in calm weather. Heartbreak is another storm. It empties you, breaks your rhythm, and makes the road feel lonely. The pain can be sharp enough to make you forget why you started walking at all. But heartbreak also opens the heart wider. It teaches compassion, resilience, and depth. When you walk through it, you become someone who understands the struggles of others, someone stronger in spirit. And then there is rejection. The closed doors, the no that rings louder than thunder, the opportunities that slip through your hands. Rejection can feel like the river itself has turned against you. Yet rejection is often protection. It redirects you, keeps you away from paths that would have led you astray. It teaches patience, humility, and perseverance. Storms are not punishments. They are tests. They ask you one simple question: will you keep walking? Most people stop when the rain is too heavy. They hide, they quit, they wait for calm that never comes. But those who keep walking in the storm discover something powerful. The storm does not last forever, and when it passes, they are stronger, braver, and more certain of the path. The inner voice and the storms are connected. The storms try to silence that voice, but if you listen carefully, it speaks even louder in the chaos. It tells you to keep moving, to hold on, to trust the road. And when the storm clears, you realize that every trial was shaping you for the river. The storms do not block the journey. They prepare you for the moment you finally stand at the water's edge, ready to step into peace with a heart that has already weathered the worst. Signs of hope begin to appear when the journey feels almost endless. After walking through storms, after resisting temptations, after carrying burdens that seem too heavy, you suddenly notice small changes. The air feels lighter. The sound of flowing water reaches your ears in whispers. The trees sway differently. The path softens, and the horizon carries a brightness you had not seen before. These are not accidents. They are reminders that the river is near, that your steps have not been wasted. Hope as a way of renewing strength. When your body is tired, hope gives you another step. When your spirit is weary, hope lifts your head. It doesn't remove the obstacles, but it gives you the reason to keep facing them. Hope works like the distant sound of the river. It tells you that the destination is real, even when you cannot see it yet. Without these signs, most people would stop walking. But with them, even the heaviest feet find the courage to move forward. The closer you get, the stronger these signs become. A cool breeze brushes your face, carrying the freshness of water. The soil feels damp beneath your feet, reminding you that the river is not far. Birds fly toward the direction of the current, almost guiding your eyes. These small signals stir something deep inside you, an excitement that overcomes all exhaustion. You realize that every struggle, every fall, every painful delay was leading you to this point. But before you can step into the water, something else must happen. The final stretch of the journey demands that you let go. Fear clings to you, whispering that maybe the river will not be as you imagined. Doubt lingers, questioning whether you are truly ready. Pride stands tall, telling you that you reached the river by your strength alone. If you carry these with you into the water, you will never feel its full peace. Letting go is the last test. The river does not accept a closed heart. It asks you to release what has weighed you down all along. Fear must be dropped like a stone left behind on the shore. Doubt must be dissolved in trust, because the river flows whether you believe in it or not. Pride must be humbled, because no one reaches the water alone. Every traveler is carried by grace, by perseverance, by lessons learned on the road. This surrender is not weakness. It is the doorway to freedom. The moment you release what does not serve you, the river opens itself to you. Its water feels alive against your skin. Its flow carries you with a strength far greater than your own. You realize then that the river is not only a destination but a mirror. It reflects the person you have become through the journey, lighter, freer, more alive. Signs of hope bring you to the edge. Letting go allows you to step in. Many travelers see the water but never touch it because they refuse to release their fears, their doubts, their pride. They stand close but remain dry, trapped on the shore of their own resistance. Only those who trust enough to let go discover what it means to truly arrive. Hope points the way, but surrender completes the journey. And when you finally walk into the river with open hands and a clear heart, you understand why every step, every struggle, and every loss was necessary. The water welcomes you fully, and in that moment, you don't just find the river, you find yourself. Arrival at the river feels unlike anything else. After miles of walking, after the weight of burdens, after storms and doubts, you finally stand at the edge. The sound of rushing water fills your ears, and the cool mist brushes against your face. In that moment, peace rises from the ground itself. You breathe differently. The river reminds you that you have arrived, but it also reveals something greater. You didn't just come here for the water. You came here to become the person who could walk this far. The journey was never wasted. Every obstacle that slowed you down, every wrong turn that forced you to rethink, every storm that tested your will, all of it prepared you for this arrival. Without the climb, you would not value the view. Without the silence of lonely nights, you would not hear the song of the water now. The river is beautiful, not only because of what it is, but because of what it took to get here. Peace is not given freely. It is earned through patience, courage, and endurance. The river stands as proof that your persistence mattered. And yet, when you stand before it, you understand something surprising. The river was never the only goal. The walk itself carried just as much meaning. The lessons, the strength, the wisdom, they were all waiting for you on the road. The destination was important, but the journey shaped your soul. As you step closer, you see the reflection of your own face in the water. It is not the same face that began the journey. It carries marks of struggle, but also light of resilience. The river shows you not only where you are, but who you have become. That is the true arrival, not simply reaching the edge of the water, but realizing the depth of your own growth. From this moment comes a universal lesson. The river is not just a place on a map, it is a symbol of life itself. Everyone has a river to reach. For some it is peace of mind. For others it is purpose, love, or freedom. Whatever the river means to you, the path toward it always asks the same things. Keep moving, stay patient, and trust yourself. Life does not reward those who stand still. It rewards those who move, even when the steps are small. The river belongs to those who keep walking, no matter how slow, no matter how heavy the load. Patience is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, frustration will drive you away. With it, even the longest road becomes possible. Trust in yourself is the thread that holds the journey together. There will be days when no one else believes, when voices around you tell you to stop, when the road looks empty. On those days, the only thing that will keep you moving is the quiet faith that your steps are not in vain. Trust becomes the light when the path is dark, and it is the reason your feet find the strength to go on. The river's lesson is simple, yet powerful. Life is a flow. It moves forward no matter what. You can resist it, you can fear it, you can ignore it, but the current still exists. When you align yourself with it by moving, by waiting, by trusting, you discover a harmony that cannot be broken. Standing at the river is not the end. It is a reminder that every destination opens to another journey, another flow, another path to walk. The truth is, the river is everywhere, and once you learn how to walk toward it, you can find peace in every step of life. The path may feel long, and at times it may test everything inside you, but remember this: the river is always waiting. Every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer. If you stay committed, if you keep moving, the peace you seek will be yours. Your river is out there waiting for you to arrive. If this message spoke to you, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more powerful journeys and lessons that inspire.